All right, you're all set.
Yep, okay, thank you. Okay, first question, real old business. Matt, did you get the map I left on your front porch?
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Great. Didn't blow away.
No, it was there.
Okay, Sherry called in and said that she's got a family commitment tonight. I haven't heard from Dave. So Jim's here in the library with me. And I guess we can get started. Jeff's here. Okay. All right, so the meeting was called to order a little late, a couple minutes late because I was too busy talking. Pat Neary, do you wish to speak to the crowd?
No, thank you very much. I'm just a listener.
Oh, okay. Well, on some of the topics we had talked about, Pat, I'll get right into some new business. We've had a number of conversations with Bill Smith concerning the tomb impact on county's development up there. Melissa, are you involved with that project too?
What'd you do?
Yes, an interested resident and neighbor.
Okay. Well, Bill came up with the idea of putting together a historic district classification for the small piece of property up there. So he's working on that right now. Could possibly, well, could possibly get their attention. However, just because you have a historic district does not mean that you can't destroy something in a historic district. It doesn't give it protection. It just allows you to maybe set some conditions on what they're going to do with it. But at least it would get his attention to let him know that we would really like to see something done on the preservation of it. Bill's running with that one. He's also trying to get his hands on the PAL report, Public Archaeology Lab out of Rhode Island. And they did a survey up there, probably close to a year, maybe, I think it was completed maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, on the history in the area. The Bassett Farm, the classification of the in the state historic register, there is a site listed on the back part of that property. And it's my understanding that because of what was found in the PAL report, that site is going to be removed and relocated somewhere else. But Bill's going to try to get his hands on that so we can find out exactly what was found. No bones were found, I think some artifacts or whatever, but that's going to be moved. But I haven't heard the details on it yet. Anybody else got anything to add on that one? Okay. New business. Has anybody had a chance to go in the memorial building yet? No? Okay, that's the old library that's adjacent to this one. One they just spent $2 million on that has no parking spaces. I'll be nice. I was over there and I was very pleased to see that they were able to preserve probably 98% of the woodwork. All of the original woodwork is still in the building. So I was very, very pleased to see that. I won't be overly critical. Like there were some things I would have done a little bit different. A lot of I think modern things there that really don't belong there as far as handrails and door handles and electrical outlets. I think they could have been handled more in a more appropriate way. But that's for somebody else to decide. As long as they get the building wrapped up tight on the outside, the woodwork was preserved. Unfortunately, the stone grinding basin that was always inside the foyer, just outside of the front door, the exterior foyer where the war plaques are, is nowhere to be found. I've asked the building superintendent to see if we can find it, but I'm not very confident that he's going to be able to find it. Only we should probably got dropped in a hole when they were doing final landscaping, and maybe even be under the ramp. I don't know where it is. So that's Ironworks dam removal. I hope some of you get a chance to get down there and take a look at that. It's a pretty massive project. We had High Street blocked off today, but it wasn't, it was for the movement of utilities. I guess there's a gas line and a water line that they have to move in some way. The road isn't going to be shut down until, I think, June through October, something like that. And all traffic will be rerouted over that site. Lakeside Development, we already touched on that a little bit. Let's see. See that the new roof is going on the old town hall, and the new town planner, I don't know his name, I didn't write it down, but he has applied for a grant to renovate the inside. $10. And, so that's going in. The demolition delay hearing. I found that very frustrating to deal with. We were not able to set a date
Don't say.
without a meeting of the historical commission. So we have to hold we have to hold a public meeting to set a date to hold a public hearing. Seems like an extra layer in there, but Josh said that's the way we had to do it. In the meantime, I received a call from the gentleman who had requested the demolition delay hearing and wanted to withdraw his request. Deal fell through. The lady who was selling the property felt as though it was 2 house lots. He had an engineer look at it. It is not 2 house lots. It can't be done without variance, so he did not want to go to the expense. So he has pulled out of it. So, and I did take a look on the what's the name of that survey that was done in the Townscape survey that was done in 1985 that you can find on the
Pick it up. Pick it up, Dave.
Mattress website. That does not list that building in any shape or manner. So I was kind of disappointed. I thought it was going to say, give a little bit of history that it was part of the old Pratt Tavern, but it wasn't there. Congregational Church Project, I haven't been paying attention to their meetings. I don't know where they are right now. I know they've got some painters over there working on the exterior of the building, but I don't know where the steeple project is over there. Jeff, by any chance, have those 2 churches come up at any of the CPC meetings?
Yeah, they've come up. I know call it the CSCC, the Center Street Congregational Church.
Yeah.
I think that's the one. It's still in progress was my last update. You know, last month was difficult because both meetings were at the same time and I couldn't really focus on one of you.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
my notes for last month are lacking. But the CPC meeting's tomorrow night now, so I'll be able to take more detailed notes.
Okay. Just curious as to what they're doing with it. Congregational Church was awarded the grant, I believe, didn't they? Didn't they receive the $200,000 grant?
I don't know. I don't
Okay.
remember.
All right. And
We don't have any popcorn. What are you talking?
And I
That's all
think
I
the
have on
other
the
one,
agenda.
there was another church too. No, sorry, I'm mistaken.
okay. Churches in general, a little leery of getting involved with CPC because of the restrictions that go in, but
Yeah, the deed restrictions and stuff.
yeah. A lot of them have looked into it.
Buddy, no.
Okay, well, anybody got anything they want to bring up? Any new, oh, one other thing. I did get into the historical room. And not that, it's gonna be our future meeting place. I haven't pushed that anymore. But the archivist, who we had, Allison Cirque, has left. She left in January. And they're in the process of hiring a new one. And they had one, and they were, I guess they were about an hour away from signing the contract, and she backed out.
Ooh,
Jed, and Jed said that she was an excellent candidate for. They're gonna go back to square one, and start all over again, looking for a new archivist. But, my impression of the historical room, I've been working in the old historical room for the last, I don't know, 40 years, and it had a lot of character, like an old pair of shoes. And it was comfortable. But I will admit, the new historical room is very well organized. Allison did a great job. All of the Bridgewater material is on the outside wall. And it's all pretty well organized. To the left, as you come in the door, there microfiche, town records, old Bridgewater Independence are all there. The microfiche reader is in there. And the rest of the room on the opposite wall as you come in the door and look down the end, there's a bunch of lockers which look like something you'd see. Well, they're not that bad. They look like a locker room, but they're not. They're nice. They're very. They're all black but there's a lot of material that's locked up. The procedure for using a historical room, anybody can go up and sign in. They've got a sign-in process. You fill out the paperwork, and they'll leave you alone in there. But there is a lot of material in there that you don't have access to. All of the maps, the map room is locked, and of course the locker is down at the end. So, but it's kind of sterile looking. Not warm and fuzzy, but it looks very efficient. So I got to give Allison credit for that. Jed agrees that it's not really warm and inviting, but it's served its purpose at this point, and he's hoping that the new archivist can do it on that design. So you get some time, just stop in and ask them to let you in and sign in, and you can see what's there, see what you have access to. Matt, I had spoken to you about the GAR meeting in Rockland. That's this Sunday.
Monday.
I'm going to try to get over. I thought I had missed it, and my wife reminded me that it's still on the calendar yet to come up. That's Sunday in Rockland, the Rockland GAR Hall, and it's a GAR. I'm going to say flea market, but but I've never been there. So I don't have any idea exactly what it is, but according to the gentleman that told me about it, the wire inspector over in Rockland, he said that they usually draw a pretty good crowd.
Oh,
Hope to get over there and see if I can put out some feelers to try to track down the Bridgewater GAR stuff.
that would be awesome. Yeah.
Rifles and stuff.
I will take a look. You said it was on, what day was it? Sunday?
Sunday,
All right. I will take a look and see if I can get over there. So,
what time I had written down.
I'm gonna take a look. Let me see if I can, I think I got it right here. I think I got 9 to 1.
9 to 1, okay.
Yep.
Great,
That's what I have on a website, so. So, yeah, 9 to 1.
9 to 1, yeah, that's what's in mine too.
All right.
Okay, so maybe I'll see you over there.
Yeah, I'll try to swing over there for a little bit. So, one question, where do we stand on the admin?
The admin,
Yep.
I was all set to make an appearance with letters, you know, when I do, I'll let everybody know. But they're in the process of electing some new counselors. and
Yeah.
Let them get their feet wet. And then I want to go in and then I wanted to, did anybody listen to the state of the town address last night? No, it didn't make prime time. I think it was supposed to be a joint, it must be, I'm sure it's online somewhere. But I'd like to hear what Dutton and Clark, the president of the college, it's supposed to be a joint address to the community. And I didn't watch it either. But anyways, I'd like to go in and I'll let you know when I do make an appointment.
Okay. Awesome.
But it's not forgotten.
Perfect. I know they just elected a couple new people, I think, and yeah, so. But yeah, I just want to.
This has been somebody who's been very critical of town government. I haven't seen any of the rants on some of the Facebook pages, but I guess somebody's been pretty hot.
Ooh,
Seen that at all?
no.
Yeah. So anybody got anything else to talk about?
I got a couple things. I
Yeah.
wanted to bring these up last month, but couldn't do it. The first thing was, if somebody wanted to find a person in the cemetery on Prospect Street, who would they need to contact?
Prospect Street.
Hmm.
Mount Prospect Street? I'm not aware of a cemetery on Prospect Street.
I'm not sure if it was Mount Prospect Street.
Okay, is it the one across from the, was it the, I don't know what they
was
got it
a-
in now, the old high school?
I'm not sure, because I'm
Oh.
not really familiar with the areas yet. I know it was somebody who requested on the Facebook page asking for information.
Well, the cemetery on Mount Prospect Street is still a very active cemetery. And I think the person in charge of it is Dave Peralt. He's a retired firefighter. And I really don't know, I don't think I have a phone number for him.
Let me see.
Is there like a building where they operate it for the cemetery?
No.
No.
It's always out of somebody's living room.
So
for
I
lack of
just
better terms.
Googled Mount Prospect Cemetery, and there is a phone number listed.
Okay,
So
well, I give that a try.
Excuse me,
I
Dave.
don't know.
Yes.
This is Pat. When I try to find someone in a cemetery, I go to Find a Grave
Mhm.
online.
Not familiar with that website.
Yeah, you can find almost anybody,
Oh,
anywhere.
wow.
Yeah, they have for that website for Mount Prospect has 1,498 entries. So chances are, if you're looking for somebody, that's probably where I would start. And just comes up.
We'll be
So
out of here at 7. Library trustees?
Yeah.
Yep, we'll be out.
Okay.
Good, good.
yeah, Jeff, I would definitely try. Just Google Mount Prospect Cemetery, Bridgewater, and there is a phone number that comes up.
Okay,
And if that, I don't know who it goes to.
Probably
So-
Dave Carell.
Possibly, I mean, but who knows with Google, anybody can put anything in, so could be an old number from somebody years ago that just never got updated. But I would definitely try that first. And then find the grave. I don't believe Mount Prospect wouldn't be in the
There may be a few graves from Mount Prospect listed in the epitaphs of Old Bridgewater.
yeah, that's what I was thinking of. I don't possibly. Those are mostly older though. Those are mostly from
Prior to 1860.
yeah. When was Mount Prospect? When did that come into existence? Do we know?
Offhand, I don't. I know it shows up on the 1887 map.
Hmm. Yeah. Let me see if I can pull up. I have. Let me see if I can find. Let me just do a quick Google search for epitaphs of Old Bridgewater. See if I can come up with it. See if it's on
I've seen a
there.
number of CDs online for that book. Pretty inexpensive.
Well, I can just, I have it downloaded, so let me just take a look. West Bridgewater. I'm just seeing if anything comes up.
The former administrator was a gentleman named Kendall Burrow, and he still lives on Mount Prospect Street. No, he still lives on Pleasant Street. But I don't think he has anything to do with it anymore. I could be wrong though.
So Mount Prospect looks like it was established in 1842.
Oh,
So according to the book, yeah. So
that's in the epitaphs book?
yeah,
Yeah, okay.
I'm assuming it's going to be listed in there. I'm just trying to see if I can get to the Bridgewater section. Because as you know, they have it's West Bridgewater, Bridgewater, and East Bridgewater.
Yeah,
So they have trying to see if I can, but I would think that it's probably in there. Oh, no, let's see. Smallpox graveyard. That's not in there. Great Woods Graveyard. Let's see. Jennings Hill. Let's see. Trinity Church. Let's see. South Street Graveyard. You know what? This might actually not be in there. Keith. Scotland Graveyard. Trying to see if it. Vernon Street. The one right by me. And the old graveyard. Yeah, I don't think. I don't believe it is in there. Let's see. Oh, maybe. Hold on. Yeah, it's not in there, which is
Okay.
so that's kind of odd, but
It's a fairly new graveyard in town.
yeah.
Okay, Jeff, you said you had a couple other questions?
Yeah, the other thing I wanted to ask was, how do we feel about all of our members getting admin privileges for the Facebook, our Facebook page?
Well, I don't want to, but if somebody else has a burning desire to become one of the Facebook admin people, I don't see
Yeah.
any problem with it.
All right.
The more
I figured-
information, more historical information we can put on there, the better off we are.
Yeah, I simply just, for myself, don't come across enough to keep it very active. So I figured with more admins, it would probably generate more activity.
Yep. Matt, are you at all interested in that?
I mean, I don't have Facebook, so
Oh, yeah. I don't spend enough time on it, so, but, well, until then, if anybody comes across anything that you feel as though should be on that, site, get it over to Jeff.
yeah.
You can always use
Yeah.
fresh material there.
Yeah, that's another option too.
Yep. I will
Yep.
dig up stuff
Okay.
for you. Send it on over to you.
Cool.
Oh, Melissa put it up. It's on, BTV, reported the state of the town address.
Huh.
So take a look at it.
Yeah, check it's in the chat. If they have the different days and times it's available to watch.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Did you see it last night?
I did not. I wasn't even aware of it until now. So I appreciate the heads up, and I'll probably watch it maybe Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be interesting. Anytime, a town manager and the college president get together. So sometimes it could get interesting. Find out what we're in for next. So. I don't know if any of you are taking any of the classes in the senior university. Maybe you don't feel as well. I don't know. I guess you might not fall into that category.
Not yet.
I've never seen anybody looking at IDs, checking ages when you sign up for the classes. So you sign up online, so chances are anybody could do it. But there are a number of interesting classes available that you can take online. It's $85 and you can take 20 classes if you want. And the classes are anywhere from 4 to probably 8 weeks in length. And most of them are Zoom, some are in person. But I'll be doing, I volunteered to do my history class again next fall. But only if I can do it here in the library at night. I enjoy taking classes via Zoom, but I don't like teaching. I like to see people in front of me. I don't like to look at a screen. So.
Make sure they're not sleeping.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mr. Moore, could I ask you a question about that house on Center Street? Did you say that was an old tavern?
Well, I've been told, I don't know where my dad got this information. And, I'm sure it's written down somewhere, but there was a tavern in Bridgewater called the Pratt Tavern. And it went back to the early 1800s, and it was located on Pleasant Street, right where that big brick building is, right in the corner of Pleasant, Birch, and Swift Avenue.
Mhm.
And it was used as housing for many of the Italian laborers that worked on the street railway, 1895 through 97. And then the house was torn down, and half of the house, supposedly, that's where that house came from. So, but there was never a tavern there. It was out on Pleasant Street.
So it's off the market now, but they're probably looking to sell, I guess?
Yeah.
or-
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
And it's in pretty, I haven't been in there, but I think, Pat, did you go in there?
Yes, I did. I
Yeah.
did go there.
Some tough shape?
Oh, it's in very tough shape. You have to be cautious about falling through the floor.
Yeah,
But, it's originally mostly 1730, I think. And then it was rehabbed in the 1800s. So I don't know what date might have been moved there. I think
Yeah.
it was original,
Mm,
but it's in tough shape.
yeah. Well, I'm sure anybody who is looking at it seriously, it's gonna be for a house lot.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. But there's two different zones over there.
Yeah,
There's a certain zone in the front, and then it's all residential in the back. I think the
Yeah.
front probably only like 30 feet deep in that zone, so that's kind of tricky for a developer.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
yeah. I've been in touch with the people who own the Alden House in Bridgewater, down on High Street, next door to Bobby Gabriel or Judy
Oh,
Gabriel.
right, right.
And the kind of, I guess you call it the matriarch of the family, Betty Rennie, her husband paid for the renovation of it, or they paid for the renovation of it, probably 15 years ago now. They put 600,000 into that 15 years ago. And the Historical Commission did have a meeting down there one night. They opened the house up for us, and we got a tour of it. Mrs. Rennie passed away about 2 years ago, and now it's in the hands of 6 kids. And
That
who
makes
knows?
it.
And then they're not all as unified as they were when Mom was around. I think
Yeah.
there's a lot of fighting and pulling and everything else, because they wanted to sell the property on the west side of High Street. It was part of the original 40-acre grant from the 1600s. They wanted to sell it to the town to connect with the Stiles and Hart property across the river, and to have a green space that would go all the way down to Haywood Street.
Oh, my.
And once she passed, that whole sale of the property fell apart. They did go to CPC, and they talked about possible funding for it, and they wanted to take the funding from the sale of the property to set up some type of historic trust for the house, so that the house could be open to the public occasionally.
Mm.
And so everything's on hold right now.
Hmm.
But one of the family members sent me a letter from Joshua Crane in, I think it's dated 1927, where Joshua talks about the history, what he felt was the history of that house. And he did not believe that that was the original Deacon Joseph Alden house. The original house was built on the other side of the street, and pieces of it were used to build that house sometime in the early 1700s. So, but it was still all in the Alden family, so. Well, if we get nothing else, we almost got double booked for tonight. The library trustees would like to come in here and have their meeting at 7 o'clock. So rather than keep them standing out in the cold, while the meeting to an end. But keep in mind, I know Matt and Jeff, you're here on Zoom. I'd like to try to get everybody back here. But, you know, if this is the way we're gonna get a quorum, then this is the way we're gonna continue to do it. So give us some thought in the future, and if you got any ideas about coming back, meeting together once a month.
Is it pretty kid friendly in there?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, except for the library trustees standing outside the door waiting to come in. But it would be nice to get everybody together around a table, but you know, if it
Yeah.
can't happen, it can't happen. And we can continue to move on.
Yeah,
But
we'll definitely try to make it down. So,
yeah, but hopefully Matt and I will have some information on the GAR material for the next meeting.
Yep.
And Jeff will have some good stuff for us from CPC, what's going on.
Yep.
And maybe Melissa can give us a rundown on the results of the town college state of the town
I'll be
situation.
watching. I'll be watching.
And maybe we'll have something back from Bill Smith on the Tomb Historic
Yeah.
District.
Okay, good, yeah.
That'd be great too.
Excuse me, you can watch the state of the town anytime on YouTube.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I
Just-
watched it this afternoon. It was actually pretty good, and it was only 46 minutes long.
oh, good.
oh, good.
Yeah,
We'll check it out.
awesome.
Neat.
Okay, so if there's nothing further, I'll offer a motion to adjourn the meeting until the third Tuesday of next month.
Sounds good.
Okay,
Seconded.
if anything comes up, let me know.
All right, thank
Put
you.
it on the
Thank
agenda.
you. Good
Right.
night.
All right,
Good night.
good night. I don't know why oh, there I am there.